Good morning, all of you. I was just hoping to have a beautiful webinar with some of the members of Chetna who would actually be interacting with me and asking certain questions, and then I'll make my presentation. But as usual, we are still learning to, use technology for our day-to-day actions, and ultimately I have to come live on Facebook to interact with all of you, but I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful pleasure. And the topic that we are going to discuss is going to be really, really of great interest and help to all of you, because I'm not here to talk any theory, because as usual, I always like to give examples and concerns of day-to-day life, which is actually going to be of great interest to you. So please stay with me, enjoy the session thoroughly, ask as many questions as you want to ask, because I'm very fond of answering questions, giving practical examples. So let me start with this session, and I hope all my Chetna members are around with me watching the program. See, as as we had announced, that we'll be talking about the issue of combating stress and ensuring psychosocial well-being of everyone who is with us. One thing that I want to first of all announce is, stress kahan hai? Do we really have stress? Many a times we think there is stress. Honestly, check yourself. Are you really, really stressed out? So a lot of your beliefs I'm going to challenge today in the discussion. I had a beautiful presentation to be shared with you, lot of pictures, lot of new, ideas, but never mind. I'll compensate for it by making my session as peppy, as interesting, as enjoyable as possible. I will compensate for the pictures that I wanted to show with you. So yes, I understand that this time is very challenging, something that we had not thought of. That is something we had never, we were never prepared of. I remember my parents used to talk about the partition time. Every time we sit with my parents or my parent-in-laws, they would talk about what happened during partition. And we used to really wonder, how did that happen and how everything went on. Now we have something interesting to share with our grandchildren. See, even we had lockdown time and we were at home for almost good 1-2 months, and this is what we did. So a lot of memories to cherish, lot of things to think of, but let's make sure that this time is worth quoting. Let's make sure that this time should really be worth talking about, and we can actually tell people, see, this is what we learned, or this is what we did in in this period. Yes, I understand there is the emotions are very high. There is a lot at stake, especially when we get to hear so many deaths in places like US, Italy, France, and Spain. I mean, it's really shocking, because we are really, boggled with the idea. I mean, countries who are developed, who have all the things available, if they can face situation like this, and what about India? But I think last 1 month has been great comfort to our country, thanks to our leadership, who has really been, very far-sighted in arranging things in a manner so that we could actually, see things, happening in the right way. And I'm sure you would all agree with me that we are not all that apprehensive, at least from the point of view of risk of getting infection, because as long as we are taking care of all the precautions that we need to take care of, and following the guidelines that are being given by the government or our state bodies time to time. And if we are following them, I'm sure we are all very happy seeing the result of our efforts. Yes, at the same time, many of us are very anxious and confused, because sitting at home is not easy. Many of you may be actually feeling very frustrated also, especially those of us who are very fond of going out. Trust me, before we started with the lockdown, the month of February and January, I must have done more than around 10 to 12 travels across the country. I mean, this was the number of travels I was doing, and for me also sitting at home was for a moment very shocking, very disturbing. But I quickly caught hold of the reins, and I started thinking, so what? Now how do I deal with it? And this is what I'm going to share with you. How do you have to really go about handling this situation? I'm of course concerned about people who are alone at home or who are feeling unattended. Yes, we have to look after them. We have to, we are concerned about them, and we are going to talk about that part also. At the same time, I really pity my ladies at home. Lady of the house must be feeling very overwhelmed with the household chores, which actually otherwise were at least being looked after by some regular help. Unfortunately, many of us do not have any regular help right now. Trust me, I had the offer of having my both the ladies working for me coming home. I refused for their safety and for my safety, thinking that they should be safe and so should my family be safe. So everybody is at home. Being at home, there are number of demands. आज ये बना दो, आज पकोड़े बना दो, आज समोसे बना दो, आज ये बना दो, आज थोड़ी सी पापड़ी बना दो, आज गोलगप्पे बना लेते हैं. मुंह से जबान से निकालना बहुत आसान है, पर जिसके लिए करना पड़ता है उसके लिए इट्स अ ह्यूज टास्क. सो आई रियली सैल्यूट माय लेडीज हु आर वर्किंग एट होम एंड ट्राइंग टू फुलफिल देयर फैमिलीज डिजायर्स. बट this has lot to teach us. I know, especially if you are a working woman and many of you are working from home. So working from home and then looking after your family's demands, it becomes double the task, which can actually be very, very frustrating. And especially when nobody has, common routine. Many would get up at 9, somebody will get up at 10, somebody I get to hear they sleep very late, maybe 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then they get up at 1 or 2 o'clock. I mean, the whole routine has actually been disturbed for many of us. On the other hand, I see kids sometimes very unhappy. Oh, we have to study because studies have been ensured through online, but we can't go out to play. That's something to be really bothered about. Teenagers are very unhappy. They always enjoy company of their friends, and now they're not able to interact with them at least on one-on-one basis. Yes, thanks to the technology, we have Zoom, we have WhatsApp calling, we have video calling, we can get in touch with them. But then meeting your friends, going and, spending some time together, I'm sure you all must be, missing. I really empathize with teenagers. Even my younger daughter who is at home and who's working from home, she's doing her, work from home in an excellent manner, but she's complaining constantly. I want to go out. I want to go out and meet my friends. I want to go out to Kamla Nagar. I want to go out to Khan Market. I want to go out and meet my friends. So I understand and empathize with this age group of people. Of course, elderlies, as I said earlier also, they must be feeling stuck because they are the one who would at least go out early in the morning for a morning walk or go out in the evening and sit in the park and meet their friends. And I know we are restricting even that kind of meeting out because we know that's again risky for them, and especially we know elderlies are at great risk, so we got to ensure their safety so that they are not put to any kind of risk. That is something that becomes our responsibility. Men at the same time, I find them very frustrated because they now have to first of all participate in the household chore. I take example of my husband. We are married for the last 35 years. Trust me, I never allowed my husband to do anything at home, although I regretted many times because I never allowed him to, do any household chores. But this time I said, sorry, I can't manage alone. You got to help me. And believe me, he's helping me in everything. He's helping me in everything possible. Be it ghar ka jhadu pocha, be it ghar ke bartan, be it washing clothes, everything he's trying to, to help me. And I'm so thankful to him. And I'm sure most of the men must be doing it. The other day I was telling this to my daughter, what I could not do in the 30 years, Corona has done it in 2 months. So many ladies must be really very happy and feeling good about it. Men, I'm sure, must be little frustrated, but I think turn by turn things become equal, so let's accept it happily. I know being father, being men of the house, now you have to handle kids also much more than that you were handling otherwise, because it is usually the wife who would handle the most. But now being at home, some responsibility of handling kids also has to be, looked after. And I'm sure that must be quite mind boggling. And especially if you're working from home, that means men have to work, but at the same time, they have to look after their kids. They have to look after their household chores. So I know it's multitasking, but at times I think it gives a wonderful idea. How do ladies manage all this? They have been managing it all this while. And also, I think a thought of gratitude that I have towards my, help, household help that come to my place is how much of work they do for us all alone. I mean, that's something I really salute them. Trust me, from the core of my heart, every day I kind of salute them, and I have a lot of gratitude for them. I mean, they do everything for us for just little amount of money. It becomes very exhausting at times to, do all these things all alone. But they do it all through the year for us. I mean, we don't even say them thank you. We don't even express that, okay, we are thankful to you, because we fear if we say them thank you, they'll think, oh, we are very, important to their life and they cannot survive without us. So I'm sure these are the issues that must be really overwhelming you and disturbing you and bothering you. And I understand uncertainty brings in, confusion, it brings in stress, it brings in anxiety. But let me remind you one thing. We don't grow when things are normal, when things are easy. We only grow when things are challenging. When we face challenges, that is the time we grow. I was listening to a TED talk the other day. I'm actually looking for a lot of material on Gita, because that's one thing I think which is going to give us direction in the time to come. And trust me, the TED talk that I was listening, I found a wonderful answer to it. It said, Bhagavad Gita came into being in the middle of Mahabharata, when Arjun decided not to fight the battle. It was Lord Krishna who decided to speak to Arjun and explain him the purpose of doing his duty. So all good things, all big things happen in the mid of crisis. So let us not look at this crisis as only failure. So I'm going to ask you a few questions which you really need to make mental note of and see how you find their answer. For example, how many of you see this as a golden opportunity? Pardon me if I say this honestly. Initially, of course, even I was completely, boggled with this situation, and I was feeling very low, very down. But trust me, after a few days, I had a feeling probably this is the best time of my age. I mean, all this while I have been running from place to place, doing multiple things, never had a chance to sit with myself and do what I really, really wanted to do. And this is the time, in spite of managing home all alone with my husband, doing my household chores, I'm getting lot of time to do the things that I wanted to do. So I ask you one question. How many of you take it as a golden opportunity to spend quality time with your kids? I think this is one wonderful opportunity to connect with your kids. In case if you had issue, having rapport with your kids, talk to them. Connect with them, play with them, spend time with them. Don't be after their life. Don't be always on the instruction mode. Don't be always on the finding fault mode. Be their friend, be their companion, get into their life, connect with them, allow them to make some mistake, talk to them, share your failures, share your feelings with them, ask them to talk about their heart. Wonderful time to connect with your child. How many of you take this as an opportunity to connect with your parents? Especially elderly parents who are there with us all the time at home, but we are in so much of hurry, at times we don't get enough time to talk to them. So how many of you take out time to interact with them on regular basis, spend some 10, 15, half an hour with them, talk to them, ask them how are they feeling, what are the thoughts that coming to their mind. If I share my thoughts with you, because I am also one of the elderlies, I can say, if I share my thoughts with you, trust me, in the beginning of this lockdown period or the corona period, I literally had a feeling probably it is end of world for me. If a person like me who is so optimistic, so full of energy, so full of thought process, right thought process and positive thoughts, if I can have this kind of feeling that maybe this is end of life for me, what about our elderly parents? I'm sure many of them must be feeling this. Talk to them, help them understand if they are safe, if they are at home, if they are not being exposed, they are going to be fine. They are going to be safe. We are all going to come through it, safe. So this is the time to spend time with them and talk to them. How many of you are spending time with yourself? I think this is one which is mostly the last priority of our life. We do want to have some, me time. Being time with self, spending time with self. This is a golden opportunity to spend time with yourself. So make sure that you spend time with yourself, talk to yourself, ask yourself, what do you want? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you are looking for? trust me, when you start asking this, you're going to get answers to it. But this is something that you have to start. This journey has to begin from within. So you got to start spending this time with yourself. Let me also tell you, it's also a golden opportunity to learn a lot of new things. Some of you may not be good at computers. Why not learn computers? I was literally very hesitant to, conduct webinars. Anytime anybody asked me, do a webinar for us, I always used to say, sorry, that's something I'm not very comfortable with me. But trust me, the moment I'm thrown in the water, I've started swimming. I'm doing so many webinars, so many invites are coming, national, international, all across the world, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. For me, looking into the camera and not, seeing somebody live in front of me was completely a new idea, something that I was not kind of ready for. But today I'm so comfortable with it. So don't worry about your age. Don't worry about that you are a housewife. Don't worry that you are not, working or you are not in job. Learn anything that you are fond of learning. My husband learned bhangra. My husband learned playing dhol. He learned with me washing utensils. He learned with me doing pocha with me. So, learn. There's so many things to be done. Learn computers, learn digital marketing. Many of you can learn cooking if you haven't done it all this while. Like I also learned conducting webinars, and I hope I'm able to make some justice to what I am doing. I'm sure you may be having number of books lined up in your bookshelf. How many of you see it a golden opportunity to get back to your, bookshelf, dust your books, take out some of the beautiful books that were waiting for you to read, or you were longing to get time to, read those books. Take out those books, start reading those books. It's a wonderful time to check your bucket list. I don't know how many of you have a bucket list. I'm sure you have it at the back of your mind, even if it is not there in black and white. Get into that habit of, get into that mode of checking your bucket list. Take out the things that you had on your mind. Maybe you wanted to learn painting. Maybe you wanted to learn singing. Maybe you wanted to learn dancing. All that can be done. And all thanks to YouTube, so many at home tutorials are available that you actually don't need to go out and learn anything. You can just learn from YouTube videos. I think a lot of you are already looking, learning cooking, especially when I get to see a lot of dishes being, circulated. Oh, I made this dish and I made that dish. Although I'm not very fond of cooking, so I haven't done it, but I'm sure many of you must be already fulfilling that. And then I also get to hear throwback. I know that's a younger age group language. Oh, I had a throwback. So I'm sure you all have a lot of throwback. Why not get into that mode and look for it? So sit down, sit with yourself, think of the things that you wanted to do, get into that mode of doing it. See, another thing that I want to tell all of you is, I had a friend who is in Canada, I have a friend who is in Canada. And the other day I was telling her, oh, Canada life is very horrible. It's winter all the time and almost get good 8-9 months. You are struggling with snow and it's not a very comfortable life. She said, she's an Indian. She said, Indu, Indians have a habit to cry over everything. Whatever they have, they want to cry over it. So check with yourself. I hope we are not in that mode. She said, being in Canada, being in snow, trust me, it's only when I have to come out of my house and reach my car that I have to face snow. The rest of the times I'm in far more comfortable environmental conditions that we are in India. So what I'm trying to say you by this example is quite possible that we are just looking for a reason to cry. The other day I was speaking to a professor and she said, बहुत stress है. मैंने कहा स्ट्रेस क्या है, कहाँ है? देन शी सेड, नहीं बच्चों के लिए बहुत स्ट्रेस है, स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बहुत स्ट्रेस है. मैंने पूछा क्या स्ट्रेस है उनके लिए? कि नहीं उनकी पढ़ाई रुक रही है, उनके एग्जाम्स डिले हो गए हैं और उनका शायद एक साल खराब हो जाएगा. मैंने उनसे कहा कि अगर सब लोग एक ही बोट में हैं और पूरी बोट ही अगर लेट पहुंचने वाली है, क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है? एंड देन ऑल्सो if there is anything that you can do to change it, please go ahead and change it. I'm not saying don't do anything, sit and cry. No. If you can change it, go ahead and change it. But if there is nothing that you can change, please don't cry over it. Look for an opportunity how you can deal with this situation. Let me remind you something, friends. God has pressed reset button. This reset button has lot of message to give us. Life is not going to be same after the lockdown. Things are going to really change. Are you preparing yourself for this change? Lot of new opportunities are going to come your way, but they will only happen if you prepare yourself, if you get ready for it. And if you don't get ready for it, sorry, there will be lot of opportunities. For example, lot of business is going to go on online, especially considering the money it's going to save by not traveling, by not visiting people, by not making unnecessary travel and visit to people around. Lot of business is going to move to online. How many of you are preparing yourself for this transition? So get ready for tomorrow, prepare yourself for tomorrow, shift your focus. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you have with you. And there are plenty of opportunities. It's only you need to change your focus. You need to have an eye for it. Once you will start looking for it, trust me, you will have a lot of things around you. So you got to really change your mindset from looking at what we don't have to looking at what we have around us. So you got to be really perceptive. You really got to be ready for it. Prepare yourself. So this lockdown period, don't waste a minute. Trust me, honestly. I mean, I don't think I'm boasting, but I'm just quoting my example to make you believe that I'm not talking theory. Trust me, even this 24 hours, I'm finding short for me to work. Whatever time I get after finishing my household chores, I spend completely on reading, doing something new, preparing for something. And I'm so happy that God has given us this time. And we are all so lucky that we are safe. We are at home. We are with our family. We are not infected. We are not exposed to infection. All thanks to the frontline warriors, the police, the media, the doctors, the nurses, the healthcare professionals who are doing their job so well for us. They are the one who are giving us this opportunity. So let us not let them down. Let us not tell them that, okay, I wasted my time watching TV programs and serials and whatnot. Rather, boast that I did this during lockdown. I learned computers. I learned cooking. I learned digital marketing. I learned online business. I mean, do whatever you can. We have to, realize the dream of our national leader, that is Make in India. But Make in India will only happen if you really prepare yourself for that time to come for us. Wonderful. Now I want to really share something. I can see a lot of comments coming. I'm really sorry I'm not responding to those. I'll take them later. But right now I want to just quickly go through the ideas that I want to share with you. I'm so thankful to you. So many of you are already watching it, and I wish more and more people get connected to it, because as I said earlier also, I'm here to give you completely practical solutions, practical ideas, nothing theoretical, nothing very ideal, and something that I'm doing. So if I can do it, so can you do it. So I'm going to share some very effective strategies for all those who are feeling low, or who are feeling anxious, or who are feeling worried what will happen tomorrow, or how will I deal with life. Because I'm sure many of you must be actually concerned about maybe your business or your job or your financial status in the time to come. And I fully empathize with you. But here I want to tell you one thing. Sit down with yourself and make a list of things that are bothering you. There can be 10 things that could be bothering you. Maybe what will happen to my child's education, or what will happen maybe to my job, or maybe what will happen to number of things. So make a list of all the things that are bothering you. Then have 2 circles. Draw one circle which is little bigger, and draw one circle which is smaller. So all those things over which you don't have any direct control, put them into bigger circle. And things over which you have direct control, put them into the smaller circle. I'll give you an example. For example, many of you may be thinking that how will I get out of my house? We can't get out of our house. Or infection rate is very high across the world. Or some of the people are not following the guidelines very seriously. So all these things are the one over which you don't have any direct control. So put them in the larger circle. Then there's a smaller circle. For example, taking all precautions, or utilizing your time fruitfully, or doing whatever you think is very dear to you and you can do it. Put all those things in the smaller circle. Very mindfully, very, with a focused mind, focus all your attention, time, energy to the smaller circle. Friends, things in the bigger circle are the things which are true, but you do not have any direct control over it. So even if you talk about it 100 times, that's not going to help you. You got to focus all your energy, time, attention to the smaller circle, because that is something that is going to change your life. So not only you, but make sure all your family members, create this mindset. Ask this question to yourself: what can I do to deal with this? In case you have an answer, put this question in the smaller circle. And in case if you think I can't do anything, for example, if others are not following guidelines, what is the point if I curse them, cry, crib, or talk nonsense about them? That's not going to change the situation. So let me not, spend energy, time, and efforts on those issues over which I don't have any, direct control. So very carefully, I need to focus all my energy on the smaller circle, and that is the circle of influence. And if you will start focusing your attention on the inner circle or the smaller circle, trust me, your life will start changing. One more thing that I want to suggest all of you is, please learn how to accurately assess the risk or estimate the risk. Especially this is the message for those who are too apprehensive of, having some kind of, unforeseen problem or risk to their life or some infection. I'll share a very interesting, story about this. I used to watch one serial called Dastak. It was a serial on something like Crime Patrol. It was about, whatever crime had happened across the country, they used to be kind of, put on the TV in a form of a play, And I used to watch that program initially. I did see that program for a couple of times. I found them very useful. I said, oh, it's very empowering. It can tell me, how I can, protect myself, how I can ensure that I don't get, into trouble like this. I watched that program a couple of times. Then after few programs, I felt, this is not empowering me. These episodes are actually scaring me. And literally, actually, I started feeling scared. Then I sat with myself and I asked, what is the probability of this happening with me? Any incidents, any crime, or anything that happened with somebody in a population of maybe 10 years ago when I did this exercise, maybe the population was around 100 crore. So I thought, in a population of 100 crore, if something like this happened, so probability of this happening with me could be 0.0000001%. So similarly, the probability of getting infection, especially if you are taking care of all the precautions, if you're following all the guidelines, the risk of this kind of a thing is going to be actually much lesser. Because when you overestimate the risk, that is what is going to give you anxiety, or that is what is going to give you, that's going to trouble you. Another thing that I want to suggest you is, please keep your media appetite in check. Media is doing its duty by offering everything that is happening across the world. But you got to check your appetite. How much of it you should be eating. So for example, we go for a marriage and we see a buffet there. A lot of things are lying there. I see many people, carrying their plate, going to every counter and taking something. So as a result, at the end of the collection, I can see almost 2 to 3 times the food that they can actually eat or digest. Similarly, media may be offering you n number of things, especially on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on other medias. We are getting so many messages checked for authenticity or not, or videos, or sometimes even fake videos. So you got to really be very careful in checking what do you want to really see. I go to my TV room 2 to 3 times in a day, sit for 10-15 minutes, check what is happening, just to update myself to see what is happening across the world. Similarly, on my WhatsApp, I get maybe 200 to 300 or 400 messages and videos, maybe even more than that. Trust me, just I just don't watch all those videos and programs. That's because if I take all that in, I wouldn't be able to digest. And especially many of us have the habit of forwarding it. Maybe you can handle that. Somebody might get scared of it. So you got to be really careful with what you are watching. You got to really be mindful of what you are, taking in or spreading others. Another thing that you need to check your self-talk. Self-talk is the talking that we do with ourselves. So make sure that what you're talking to yourself is not corrupting your mind. Why I'm talking about this is self-talk is the program that you give to your mind and your body. When you say I'm scared or I feel scared, trust me, your body and mind will react that yes, I'm scared. But if you think, oh, I can manage it, your body and mind gets ready to manage it. So be very mindful of this self-talk that you do with yourself so that you don't get affected by it. And it has to be a positive self-talk. So very mindfully focus on solutions rather than focusing on problems. For anything that you get to see, if there is something that is bothering you, check if there's a way to handle it. If you can do it, do it. And here that serenity prayer will come in great help. Serenity prayer is, God, give me strength to change the things that I can change. So in case if you think you can change something, go ahead, change it. Second is, give me serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. That means there will be a number of things that you cannot change. And then give me wisdom to discern between the two. That means I should have this wisdom to segregate the two, things that I can change and things that I cannot change. So very mindfully, you have to focus on the things that you can change. It's very important to stay in touch with people who have positive mindset. So make sure that you don't interact with people who have a lot of negativity, because negativity is something that can corrupt your mind and it is very contagious. So you better make sure that you don't, interact too much with people who have kind of a negative mindset. I receive a lot of messages, blaming or complaining the system, the government, the officers, the bureaucracy, the nation. What fun are you going to get out of it? And how are you going to help others by spreading this message? Stay in touch with your family, stay in touch with your friends. If your friends and family are around, and if you're especially with the family you're living, I'm sure you are regularly, in touch with them. But what about people who are away from you? You can always stay in touch with them, talk to them on regular basis. You can do video call on daily basis. Just yesterday, one of my cousin, he arranged for a Zoom call where I think 8-10 of our families, we came together, and some of my cousins who had never used Zoom, even they came on Zoom, and we, talked to each other, we greeted each other. And that was really a wonderful experience. Why I'm saying this? To stay calm and happy and cheerful, and that has to be done mindfully. It will not happen on its own. Mind has a tendency to go on the negative track. So very consciously, you have to focus on the positive and the good things around you. Why I am saying this? It has a science behind it. When you think positive, when you think good, when you're happy, when you're cheerful, your body releases different set of chemicals. They're called happy hormones. Your happy hormones will look after your immunity, will protect you from diseases, will keep you cheerful, and put your body in the positive gear. On the other side, if you're thinking negative, if you're crying, cribbing, blaming, fighting, or unhappy with situation, unhappy with people, your body is going to release different set of hormones called stress hormones. Stress hormones are negative hormones. They are going to put your body in negative gear. They are going to make you more prone to illness. They're going to make you more prone to lifestyle diseases. So very mindfully, you have to make sure that you do not release negative hormones. The key is right within your body, within your mind. Remember, please, life is 10% what you get it and 90% what you make it. There will be problems, there will be challenges, and before Corona also we had lot of challenges. After Corona also there are going to be lot of challenges. It's all your perception. How do you see it? If the situation looks like a problem, then it's going to be a problem for you. And if it looks like challenge to you, then it's going to be a challenge which you're going to enjoy, which you will be happy to deal with. So it's all up to you how you want to look at this situation. For me, trust me, I take this period as a golden period of my time. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. I'm at peace with myself. I've hardly gone down. Maybe in the last 2-3 weeks, I had not even gone out of my gate except for taking, vegetables or something. I was talking to my son-in-law and he said, Mom, it's very sad. You must be feeling very lonely. I said, I'm not feeling lonely. I'm enjoying solitude. So again, it's up to you whether you call it being lonely or you call it solitude. It's something that we have to mindfully pick, decide, choose, adopt. So thank you so much for watching my session. I end my session here. If you have any questions, please you can write in the comment section and I'll try taking your session. I'll try taking your questions. There are a lot of comments. Let me just quickly see if I can. Okay. A lot of you have said that you agree with me and thankful that you are happy and you are okay, workaholics, not fond of going out. Yes, you're right, Monica. See, again, it's a state of mind that you have to mindfully collect. You can mindfully, create. I am a workaholic. I agree with you. I fully, accept that. But I was otherwise going out very frequently. Now I can sit and cry over it, or I can find out how I can utilize my time being at home and prepare for the next transition. Suppose tomorrow, if I start having calls for webinar across the world, what better could have I asked? So why not prepare for this? Great. And somebody says, okay, Abhida has asked, please speak about teenagers. Wow. Yes, I think I missed that. I did not talk in detail. Yes, I fully understand teenagers must be finding it little hard because they are full of energy. So that physical energy, mental energy, emotional energy has to be channelized. One good thing that I can tell to teenagers, see, when you grow up, you have friends, you connect very well with your classmates, schoolmates, batchmates. Usually you get to go away from your family because you take them for granted. They're always there with you. They are going to look after you. This is a wonderful time to spend time with your parents. Connect with them. Talk to them. Listen to them. Help them. All your physical energy you can utilize in, helping your parents. See how hard it is for anybody to do everything all alone. Household chores are very tiring. I think you all will agree with me. Teenagers, you can take responsibility of some small tasks. In a way, you can contribute in the household chores. Your parents will be proud of you. Spend time with them. Listen to them. If you have anything to say, learn to communicate that. Another thing that I can tell for teenagers is lot of online programs are available. For example, I see a lot of programs on communication, on public speaking, on writing skills, on dance, on music, and a lot of programs are free online. I see a lot of programs on, Udemy. They have free online programs. Why not join them? Why not make your parents also join some of the programs? Please don't waste time on serials and, all those programs on Netflix. And of course, they're enjoyable. Some part of enjoyment is required. I will not deprive you completely of that, but make best use of your time. This time shall never come back. This time that you have got will never come back. Use that time to the best of your ability so that you feel proud of yourself. Then, yes, Monica, I am glad that men are helping a lot. And again, I say, God has pressed a reset button. I mean, we come from a society where men have not been trained or have never been asked to work, because mothers normally expect the sons to do studying and then look for the career. And we normally don't encourage boys to, to look into household chores. But now, even when girls are working, they are educated, they are professional. So the household chores have to be, looked after by both. And why not? Why not give little time and space to both the partners? And I think this is going to be a great change in the society, and I'm very happy for it. Yes, very true. We grow at challenging time. That's right. Yeah, I agree with you. Yes. Again, Bhushan, you have said that it's a golden opportunity. Again, see, when you look at it as a golden opportunity, you are releasing a different set of hormones. And trust me, the hormone level is so high right now with me. If I'm stuck in some webinar, or for example, if I'm thinking of preparing something for a webinar and I don't get an idea, right 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll have an idea. Oh, this is how I can, like, for example, tomorrow I have to take session for judges. I'm so thankful to God. I can say God is very kind, and thanks to Delhi Judicial Academy, who off and on asked me to take session for judges. And the other day, I received a call from Mr. Vishal Gogne. He's one of the session judges, and he said, "Ma'am, 2 session lene hai, webinar lena hai, judges के लिए और stress पर लेना है." And I was thinking, वेबिनार में स्ट्रेस कैसे पढ़ाऊंगी इनको मैं, और वो भी लाइव हो तो चलो कोई एक्टिविटी करवा सकते हैं, कोई इंटरेस्टिंग कुछ करा सकते हैं. अर्ली मॉर्निंग 3 o'clock. I had an idea. I got up, sat on my study table, noted down all the idea, because I knew if I will not note it down now, in the morning I will forget. Growing old यार, 60 साल की हो गई हूँ, भूल सकती हूँ. तो मुझे लगता है कि जिस वक्त आइडिया है उसी टाइम कॉपी कर लो, उसी टाइम नोट कर लो. I spent good 3 hours, wrote down everything that I want to do, and had a sound sleep after that. So I'm just quoting my example again, not to boast or to show anything, just sharing with you. Life, time, age is no bar. You have time, use this time. I mean, make your national leader's idea of Make in India. Honestly, I already have my eyes on it. I wish all of us have our eyes on it. Make in India, make in India. I don't want to use the word replace China. I can do that, please. If we all decide, 130 crore, if decide to make in India and replace China, we can be the next superpower. And that's all up to you. Wonderful, Tanu, you agree with me. I'm glad. Then Tanima also agrees with me. I'm thankful, Tanima. I'm glad that you are liking my idea. Poonam Chopra also says I agree with you. Thank you so much for agreeing with my ideas. They are just my random thoughts, maybe collected over last 1 month, when I am always, with me, thinking about what is happening. And one more habit that I've developed, I keep looking for what is going to happen in the next 5 years. I keep trying to think about it. And once you will try, you will definitely be able to, think. Mind is, see, even most intelligent people use just 8 to 10% of their brain. If you start thinking on it, what are the possible changes that are going to happen in the next, maybe after lockdown, you will start getting answers and you can start working towards it. Okay, Anjali ji says, true said, this is the time where you can give time to family members, and this is the time where we all can make memories with our family members, and by this lockdown we learn the value of things and family. So true, Anjali ji, I fully agree with you. You can make the best use of time. See, for example, if you didn't get a chance to connect with your family, connect with them, talk to them. That's another good way of utilizing your time. I'm not saying, but don't waste your time on TV. Don't waste your time on serial. See, I always, once I watch a program and when I see the actors doing their acting, I see they have done so much of hard work to come on this media. What am I doing? Just sitting and watching them. Even with all due respect to cricket and cricketers, I even at times when people watch cricket, I see these cricketers and the people who are, streaming this cricket, they are making money by doing lot of hard work. We fools keep wasting our time watching them play. लक्कड़ पट्टम बाल क्या है वो, क्या क्रिकेट को क्या कहते हैं हिंदी में, लक्कड़ पट्टम काठ का गोला दे दनादन ले दनादन. So this is how we are wasting our time. So time is one of the biggest asset. Time is one of the biggest assets. Please don't waste it. And all of us have equal amount of time. And God has pressed reset button. Those who were running ahead of us, they are paused. You have chance to cover that. Wonderful. Yes, Tanu, wonderful. You have said if you can't go outside, you must go inside. I think that's a wonderful quote. I really like it. I really appreciate it. Then Snehil says, ma'am, see, I think those who were not giving time to family, to oneself, to friends earlier, maybe at top notch, they were. But was failure in managing relationship in life. One should not indulge too much in one thing. Everything is part of life. So true, Snehil. I fully agree with you. We all have to create work-life balance. Anything attained at the cost of family, it's a failure, I would say. At the end of the day, we feel we may be at the top of the position, but then at the end we feel we are alone. Where are my family member? Where are my friends? Where are my cousins? Where is my society? And that is something that we have to have, on our side. But that has to be created mindfully. So stay connected with your family, friends. Simultaneously focus on yourself. Okay, Aditi also says, stay home, don't go outside, but go inside, into your heart, into your mind. Wonderful, Aditi. I fully agree with you. Yes, Jyoti ji, yes, I agree with you. Read books. I think that is one thing. See, I am very fond of reading books, but unfortunately, I'm not able to focus on reading books. So what I have done, I watch a lot of TED Talks and YouTube videos. And I don't pick any random videos, something that I really want to learn. I watch that YouTube video and I really learn from that. So you can all develop this habit of watching some TED Talks. Some TED Talks are really very enlightening. I mean, it's somebody's lifetime experience poured into, in those 10-15 minutes. And I mean, it's wonderful to use that time, or that experience to your knowledge. Maharishi Shah says, very well said. Thank you. Inspired to start a new hobby and spend quality time with loved ones. Wonderful. See, I've shared with you, my husband has learned bhangra. My husband has learned ढोल. ढोल means proper वाला ढोल जो कि शादियों में लोग बजाते हैं. And he's very fond of playing and I really enjoy. In the morning after the, that morning program that we have, live telecast from Harmandir Sahib, Amritsar, my husband will put PTC Chak De and we have, dance going on and he would dance and even I would dance. So very mindfully you have to generate positive energy. It will not come on its own. We have got so much of accumulated negative energy that to push it out, we have to fill ourselves with the positive energy, and that has to be done mindfully. It will not happen on its own. It's already, we have to make lot of effort. Yeah. Okay, Saloni says, yes, we'll miss this time. Very true. I think, especially when you're so busy with your work, you tend to miss on your kids and your family. So you can connect with them. Yes, reset button is pressed. Abida, I fully agree with you. Then some of you are watching. I'm thankful to you. You're watching the program. I really, again, you're giving me time. I'm blessed because I know most of the times there are so many programs on TV, so many, programs on Facebook. You really get tired of it. Somebody had messaged, a very senior doctor had messaged, how do you get rid of the webinars messages? And then how do you, detoxify from the webinars that you're attending? And my answer to him was, log out of WhatsApp and Facebook. I mean, that's your choice, but you can always pick what you want to see. So don't be used by Facebook or WhatsApp. Use it to your advantage. Don't make it your master. You be the master of your mind, body, and your time. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm giving motivational talk. Oh, that's motivating me as well. Thank you so much, Sandhya ji. I really thank you. Nilkamal says, wonderful speech. Thank you. Thank you. And it's all coming from my heart. I am not talking any theory. I'm sharing with you what I am doing in my life. Okay. Okay. Somebody says you can go through Zoom. Vani, we'll do it next time. I'm okay with it. I think this is a new experience for us. People will understand we are doing it for the first time for Chetna. Lot of programs are going to come on the platform of Chetna. I have been a past president of this organization. This is an NGO working for the welfare of women and kids. And wholeheartedly, we have planned that if we can't go out, we can sit and empower our women and kids being at home, and we promise we'll come up with wonderful webinars through Zoom, through Facebook for all our women, kids and men you are most welcome to suggest us the topics that you want us to cover. We will very humbly make sure that we fulfill your request and we talk, something very relevant. Again, repeatedly, I'm saying what we are going to talk is all practical, no theory, because I know a lot of theories available already on Google. So this is Chetna's program, Chetna, that is Conscience of Women, and I'm very thankful to Pragya ji to have taken this initiative, and at a very short notice, Pragya ji, Priyanka, and Vani, they took the initiative, made the flyer, and circulated it. And I'm thankful to all my friends who are watching the program. Then a very motivational and mind-opening speech. Thank you, Seema. I really hope that you all use your time to the best of your ability. Get yourself enrolled into online programs. Make sure that you use this time and your kids learn how to see. Again, by using your time fruitfully, it is not only you are using your time fruitfully, you're teaching your kids also how to use time fruitfully. By not being anxious, you're teaching your children to learn how not to be anxious when you are in a moment of crisis. So you don't have to sit and teach any lecture to your kids. You have to demonstrate it. You have to do and show it. So stay calm, stay cheerful, stay happy. Teach your children how to be happy. Look after them. Teach them how to look after you. Give them small responsibilities. Make them do it. Appreciate them when they do it. And that's how you can teach them the right ways of life. Okay, Anu Singh says, please repeat the prayer, ma'am. Yes, it's a wonderful prayer. I read it good 15 years ago. Every time I'm stuck in a problem, this prayer comes handy. It really enlightens me and it really empowers me. The prayer it's called Serenity Prayer. It says, God, give me courage to change the things that I can change. Give me serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. And give me wisdom to discern between the two. That means if I can change something, please give me power to change it. Give me courage to change it. There are things that I'm not able to change. And trust me, many a times when I do something, number of times, and if it doesn't change, one last word that I tell to myself is beautiful. I mean, that comes to my mind and I really become very relaxed and happy. And that is Hari Ichha. The moment I say Hari Ichha, it gives me a clarity that this is God's decision. You have the karma to try to change it, but the result is not in your hand. If He doesn't want it to change, it will not change. So second was, give me serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. And then very consciously, we have to learn the ability to discern between the two. Many a times, we keep pushing the wall all our life, changing people temperament, changing people behavior, and they don't change. But still we keep trying. We don't realize that probably that is something not in my control. So I should not be wasting my time and energy on it. Okay. Abida again says, eye-opening. Thank you so much, Abida. If you liked it, I'm really thankful to you and I'm happy for you. Very healthy and positive message. Rita, thank you so much. You liked it. Sunena says, love you. You're true inspiration. You calm, guide, and give positive energy to my soul. Thank you, Sunena. I hope I can make sense to everybody. Sudhaji says, wonderful. Thank you, Sudhaji, for liking the session. Love you, Dee. Thank you, Nilkamal. Thank you, Praveena Reena says, I agree. Very nice. Thank you so much. If you agree with me, I'm glad that you liked my message. Very inspirational. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Vani says, ma'am, what steps can we take to be better listener? Okay, wonderful. Listening is a skill that has to be, it's a wonderful communication skill that everybody has to very mindfully acquire, because most of us are honestly, either we pretend to be listening, or we are listening to answer, or we actually don't listen to understand. So to be a mindful listener, you actually develop a habit of having a notepad and a pen with you. When you're talking to somebody, especially when you're in a class or when you're in a session or when you're interacting and you expect something good to come in, always have a notebook and a pen in your hand. Make a note of key points, because mind forgets 80% of the things within 24 hours. So we have to develop this habit of noting down and revisiting that. So when you are to actually listen, First of all, look into the person's eyes who is speaking. Try to capture the words. Try to understand the message that person is asking or saying. And if you don't get it, please ask a question and ask that person to clarify. Many a times we listen, but we don't understand, but we don't raise our voice and ask. So these are few things that we can practice to become a better listener. Okay. Okay. Yes, I have not touched on 2-3 things very mindfully. People say do yoga. People say do a lot of meditation. If you can do it, nothing like it. It's beautiful if you can do yoga, if you can do exercise. See, when I say exercise, many of the women will say, as it is, we are tired of doing so much of work at home and you want us to do exercise. But if you had time, please go ahead, make it a habit to exercise, because exercise mindfully, kind of exercise your body parts which are normally not used. Please use your mind and body regularly, because these are two faculties. If you don't use them, they actually, कहते हैं ना, जंग लग जाता है, actually जंग लग जाता है. So make sure that you use them regularly. Probably that is the reason, even at this age, I don't want to give up working. I want to continue working. And my last wish to Almighty is I should die while working. Okay. Dr. Atul Gupta says, it was great. I'm enjoying this time as learning and spending in solitude whenever I'm getting time as still busy in hospital these days. I really appreciate Dr. Atul Gupta. I know you are working very hard. I keep seeing your posts, the way you are still visiting your hospital on regular basis and saving lives. And in spite of all that busy schedule, I see you spending a lot of time with your daughters. I see a lot of your pictures also, playing with your kids. And at the same time, I see you doing a lot of new things. For example, you are learning how to go on public platform, and that's something that's really, really wonderful. And that is what I'm saying, that everybody can do it. If I can do it, if you can do it, so can everybody. Everybody could do it. Okay, there's another question. How do parents identify that children are in stress? I think that's an important question I must address. It's very important to, and it's not just for children. I think anybody could go into stress, and you should be able to identify. Other family members should be able to identify. For example, if the person is getting irritated, or the person is having frequent anger outburst, or the person is not eating properly, or has sleep disturbance, or his or her personal hygiene is affected, clearly indicates, or socialization has gone down, that clearly indicates that the person is under stress. So rather than telling him, why are you under stress? Why can't you look after yourself? Why don't you eat well? Check what is bothering this person. And if you will try to address that, automatically the stress or the, that anxiety would go down. But yes, you need to address it collectively. Even at home, with me also, at times I become little jittery. Then my husband can make out that, oh, she's becoming jittery. Or my husband becomes, jittery. Then I talk to my daughter and tell him, I think this is what is bothering him. Let's make a change in our, way of working so that he's not stressed out. So you have to be aware, conscious, mindful of it. It's a journey. It's a journey, and you will have to continuously keep working for it. Okay. Sargam Malhotra says, thoroughly enjoyed and agreed on constantly focusing on the positive aspect of this phase as a golden opportunity to self-discovery. So true. I think you have really, really, summarized it very well. It's a golden opportunity to self-discovery. Okay, thank you. Namaste. Thank you. Then some of you have agreed with what I'm saying. Thank you. Again, somebody says Zoom is working now. Can you share the slide and ask questions? I think I would not go to Zoom now, because we have already had almost 1 hour session. What is the time now? Almost 1 hour, I think we have had. Okay. Ma'am, what measures will you suggest for families living with older adults with cognitive decline or dementia to manage stress? I think, again, a very important question. Yes, we will have, elderlies at home who may have health issues, who may have cognitive decline, or there can be dementia. So, see, the good part is that all of you are at home, so you can manage it. The bad part is that since all of you are together, so maybe all of you are getting affected. So maybe if you divide between you, that we will manage the person on turn by turn basis rather than everybody managing the same person. So turn by turn, you can, spend 10-15 minutes with the person Usually, I mean, they would actually spend some time with themselves, maybe taking bath, eating. But rest of the times, if we decide that, okay, 10, 15 minutes, I'll talk to him, then I'll go away, and then the second person can take charge. So this is how we have to make sure that they are looked after. Their concerns are looked after. So all of us don't have to be with the person at the same time. Usually, see, this is what happens when somebody is hospitalized, all relatives will come during the day. I mean, during the day, it will look as though it's a Mela time. Maybe 10, 15, 20 people will be there to talk to the family and talk to the patient. And when it is night time, it is only the only single family member who is left. So why not turn by turn look after? Similarly, at home, when you have elderly parents, elderly family members, rather than all of you looking after at one go, we can take turn by turn the responsibility of handling him. I hope this answers your questions. Okay. Sandhya ji asks, ma'am, how to make the male family members work if they are reluctant to help? Yes, I know this is something even I faced, Sandhya ji. Honestly, Dr. Arneja was never comfortable working. And even honestly, I never asked him to help because we usually have help at home. But this is the time we got to sit as a family together and talk to everyone. And very honestly, you have to assert by saying, see, all alone, I will not be able to manage everything. So everybody has to come forward and share the responsibility. So maybe you can make a list of the things that are to be done during the day and let everybody pick a couple of things. Allow your husband or the male members to pick up the things that they are comfortable. Maybe like my husband is not good at cooking, so I don't force him to cook. But I have told him, when I'm cooking, you will have to lay the table. So this is how slowly we can, divide the work. And I would request men folks to, come forward, take responsibility, and share your wife's, burden. If they don't agree, if they don't understand, another good way I can suggest you is, maybe it works for you, ask them not to work, but just to shadow you. Just to be with you. They don't have to work physically, but let them just shadow you and see how much you are working and how tiring it is when you are actually, working, when you are doing household chores. Okay. Another question is, student to maintain daily schedule, not waking up afternoon and not sleeping late night. Yes, I know this is a very common problem. I think most of the students who are, who are studying online, they are forced to now get up in the morning and, sit in front of the computer and take their online classes. But yes, there are students who are not taking any online classes. For them, there can be a problem. I would rather say parents don't become very fussy about it. Only thing is you have to make sure that they follow some routine. But don't be very rigid about it. Again, this is going to create negativity and create unhappiness. And that's going to actually bother you more. You can, again, address it in an assertive way when they're awake, when they're around, talk to them, explain them how it bothers you. Don't be too fussy on it, because if you are too rigid on it, again, you are going to get affected. And as it is, we have a lot to handle on our plate. Okay. Chandra ji has asked a question, why Corona comes to teach us its practice of life. Maybe we have never introspected ourselves. That's so true, Chandra ji, पर शायद कभी भी हम अपनी मर्जी से ऐसे कभी भी अंदर नहीं बंद होते. I think it's divine power that is intervening. We had actually exploited the resources, natural resources, so much so that God had to use his power to do this. I know it's sad, but then at the same time, again, I'll say focus on the goods and then you will be able to make best use of it. Yes, this is one-time life opportunity to spend full time with your family, to know and explore yourself to the fullest. Yes, I fully agree with you, Seema. Okay, Santosh ji says, wonderful speech. Thank you, Santosh ji, you liked it. Then Padma ji has said, super, thank you, Daisy. Manju Gupta also has appreciated by saying very inspiring words. Thank you for giving practical solutions. Thank you, Manju ji. I hope it helps everyone. Vani has said, during the lockdown, houses have been converted into makeshift offices and schools. What steps can the family take to ensure adjustment and lessen conflict? That's very true. So again, when you sit with your family and address your concern, for example, especially those who are working from home, If they say that, see, when I am working from home, I cannot be disturbed because I may be online, I may be overheard, I may be kind of, so I need to really, sit alone and, do my work. So again, talk to them, design a mechanism that whoever is working, others will make sure that that person is not disturbed. For example, when I am in webinar, I tell my family that I'm in webinar, so nobody would come to my room. When my daughter is working, she's also working work from home. So when she is in her room, so the moment we open the door, she would signal us this. So that means she's on call with her office people. So we would not speak. So this is how you will have to design a communication or a way. Again, look at the best part of it, that you are able to spend time with each other. My daughter, she used to always say, I can't work from home, my productivity goes down. But now she says, I'm so happy that I'm able to look after you and I'm able to be with you. And at the same time, I'm saving 4 hours that she used to spend traveling. So this is how you have to look at positive and, keep yourself happy. Thank you so much, Mr. Naik. Mr. Naik says, it's an amazing, inspiring word of guidance, true and genuine. God bless. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful, so thankful that you liked this session. I think that's the end of this thing. If there are any more questions, you can put it to Chetna. If you want any particular topics to be covered, you can also message to Chetna or to me as well on my Facebook page. And we'll make sure that we conduct sessions around that topic. So in the end, I thank Chetna, I thank Pragya ji, I thank Vani, I thank Akhil, I thank everybody who participated, who worked for it. I hope this makes some difference to the society and we do good to all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.